My God, what a mess, eh?
Yep. Probably a log bridge here once upon a time. It was replaced with this concrete. I thought it was a culvert, but I don't think it is. Or if it is, it's just pieces of it. But it's certainly a concrete deck to carry the road over the creek. So the creek is a lovely feature of this property. It's seasonal. It dries up in the dry year. This would disappear. It's amazing this fence is still standing. We were here in January after it was frozen. Then we got like 2 inches of rain in a few hours, a huge amount of rain, and there was an enormous amount of water flowing over the dam, around the dam, over the road, and washing against this fence. But here it is, still up. So oak boards, nice solid boards, suspended in midair. So once upon a time, somebody decided it would be a good idea to build a dam here and create a pond, probably to store water, to water the cattle that would be pastured in these fields. This dam was created by taking very large rocks, which may have come from this property, even various locations on this property, and just piling them to block the flow of the creek. And you can see they did a nice straight line across the top, which in times like now, it works fine. There's enough cracks and openings in the dam to allow the water to run through and down the creek, and everything's okay, and it's still trapping water behind to create the water storage in the pond. But when you have heavy rains or a spring thaw, what actually happens is the water level gets so high it tops the dam, and the low point is at the far end, and then it rushes out there and across the gravel roadway and through the fence, and then back into the creek bed, and on the way it removes the road and also washes away whatever was holding the fence posts in place. So whoever built this never came back to see how it actually functioned, or they would have realized that you needed to lower the middle section and build up that end so that when the water level got too high, it would spill over directly into the culvert and not undermine the road. It's obviously been here a very long time, and in all those years, I can't believe that nobody realized what was actually happening, and they just worked around it. Rob talked about, but yeah, we're going to bring material down here to fix the road and replace the material that's been washed away. He told us that at some point. It never showed up, but that was their intention, was just to replace the material that the poor design had resulted in washing away down the creek somewhere, so instead of stopping it from happening again. which is not that big a deal. A machine operator with a backhoe, an extender hoe, you know, and with a thumb on it, on the bucket that can grab things, can rearrange this in an hour. You could fix it, you know. Probably cost you $100 or something for the operator of the machine and his time, or 200 at the most. And then you would not have to replace the gravel all the time that was being washed away, and you wouldn't have to worry about the fence being undermined and destroyed. When I stand here and I look, it's quite obvious that the middle of the dam is several feet higher than where we're standing. And it creates a natural spillway, so most of the excess water flows right through here. And you can see where it just was started to wash out the road. I mean, whoever made this road probably did a good job. They put a lot of big rocks in first to stabilize it, otherwise it would have all disappeared. But now it needs some work to stabilize it and make it safe for taking tractors and equipment and hay wagons and so on across from these fields to the barn or back and forth. This is a major road that connects with you know, with the other side of the farm over there. I wouldn't touch that tree. That's holding this whole section in place. Yeah, this is a great tree. Just leave it alone. It's actually growing in an arc. There's one, it started there and it's growing all the way over to here, and then it's got these branches, many big branches growing. It's coming out of the ground in 3 places. One tree, so it's, you know, it's really holding everything together in this section. Partly one of the reasons why things haven't washed out, you know, was having that tree there.
There's an enormous amount of material here.
If you need some gravel, now you know where to go to find it. It's right here, mixed with all the gravel that's on the lawn from the snowblower. If this was an isolated example of lack of whoever's responsible for looking after the property's lack of observation of what is happening, that would be bad enough. But actually it's only one of many examples that we have seen of things done with no foresight, other things left undone, work that was started but not finished, work that was covered over, deficiencies that were just plastered over or buried without proper attention to what the consequences might be down the road. Paint it over, throw a tube of caulking into it, let it set up, and then paint it quickly before anybody knows what's going on.
Is this what you expected when you signed a lease for a Shane Begay standard property?
Well, no. But then I didn't know what a Shane Begay standard property consisted of, except they always look good from the road. All his properties always look good from a distance. And I've never been to his condos in Toronto or to the luxury homes that he's built over the years to see what kind of standards are in place. But certainly he advertises himself as adhering to very high standards, especially when it comes to finishing details and to customer service. You will get that directly from his website. How important that is. Well, lots of great gravel here. There's a big chunk of the road. This is recycled asphalt, you know, when those machines that go along and chew up the roads, they chew up the top surface so they can put fresh asphalt down. Well, this is what comes out of those machines. It's recycled asphalt, and it's really good for driveways, you know, because it tends to stay in place. It doesn't wash out easily unless you got like a flood.
Is it expensive to put in a driveway like this?
Yeah, well, it's quality material, and it has to be properly placed. You know, the road has to be graded so it doesn't wash out on the hills. Yeah, that's a testament to how quickly the water was moving. They pulled it all the way down here before dropping it, and there's probably more examples of some there.
These trees seem to be doing well, huh?
Yeah, as long as you keep the cattle out of the creek bed, yeah, you can reforest it. This is part of the Upper Credit River. This is the west branch of the Upper Credit.